Fishing in New Brunswick is something of a birthright. Visit our storied Atlantic Salmon Museum. Explore the gear we take to the river at our historic outfitters, and perhaps, most importantly, find a great mentor. See you on the river. Chris, welcome to Catapult Coffee House after a great day on the river.
Thank you.
So you have a long history fishing our famous watersheds. What are your early memories of Doaktown and the Miramichi River?
My early memories are traveling to Doaktown with my father-in-law, who introduced me to the sport.
And what about the environment itself? Did you have an immediate connection to the river?
I felt an immediate connection because I've always been a lover of being outdoors and fishing. Growing up fishing as a really, really small kid, either on a river or in the bay.
I think about this idea of apprenticeship in fishing. Did you have a fishing mentor in your life that helped you understand the sport?
I was lucky to have a father-in-law who was a teacher by trade anyway, but he was a lover of hunting and fishing, avid salmon angler, and he taught me just about everything I know about salmon fishing.
Let's talk a little bit about the craft of fly fishing. Tell me about your first rod. Was it a gift? Did you buy it yourself? Give us a memory about your first rod.
My first rod was a gift, and it came very soon after I started fly fishing with my father-in-law.
Yeah.
I believe it was a Christmas gift, maybe my first fly rod.
So Chris, yesterday you and I got the chance to go to Doak, one of New Brunswick's longest standing outfitters. We were there to get my first rod. It was a really special day for me to get my first kit and have you there. Can you tell us a little bit about Doak?
It was the place to stop when I was going to fish, even back in the late 80s and early 90s when I first started. Walking into the store, nothing has changed at all, except for maybe the brands of equipment that they carry. But we were looking at leaders, we were looking at floating fly line options, we were looking at different weights of rods, large spool reels, those with different drag settings. We were checking out different equipment like nets and boots and clothing. They have it all there.
Let's talk a little bit about the Atlantic Salmon Museum. You and I woke up really early to fish the pool behind the Atlantic Salmon Museum. It's an amazing facility. You've done some work with that team. What's their role in the ecosystem?
Well, they play a great role in the ecosystem. They're trying to tell the story of the river, the fish, the life within the river, as well as the people that live and depend on the river, and the culture that has been built around the life on the river. So they're trying to tell a very important story. And they have a lot of great volunteers and staff. And I was grateful for the opportunity to work with them to help them create a strategy for being successful going forward.
And there's so many stories to be told. I remember you and I walking through the halls of the museum, looking at all the old photos, you telling me stories about some of the cast of characters that have been on the Miramichi throughout the years, including American presidents. There's a lot of stories to be told about this river system.
Not only does it attract the fish, but it attracts the people.
So for me, there's something romantic about fishing. I think especially maybe sunrise fishing. We woke up at 3:30 in the morning, staying at Ledges Inn and Inn on the river, and we went to fish this pool. Do you get as romantic as I do about fly fishing?
I remember waking up at 2:30 in the morning, staring at the ceiling in the darkness like it was Christmas morning.
Why do you think you still get that feeling of excitement? I know why I get it as someone who's in their second season fly fishing, but all these years later, you still wake up like a kid on Christmas. Why do you think that is?
Fly fishing offers me an opportunity to connect with the river and the fish. Even if you don't catch a fish, there's always something exciting happening. You get the opportunity to connect with people that you're fishing with or that you meet even by accident on the river. And then if nothing happens, it's a quiet day on the river, you don't see much wildlife, the fish aren't cooperating. It gives you a chance to be quiet and connect with yourself and nature.
Chris, I really do have to thank you for our experience on the river, from brewing our own coffee with the Kelly kettle right on shore, to our lunch after the fact with New Brunswick blueberries and honey, to sitting in front of the fire. It was an amazing experience, and I'm really grateful that you're a part of it.
I can't wait for the next time we get on the river again. It was so much fun.